Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of What's Next podcast. I'm your host, Mario Maitland. We are back yet again with another episode. It's kind of been a long while since we recorded an episode. A few weeks, I would say 2 to 3 weeks before we actually decided to get an episode up and going. And I'm joined by another great guest this time, with Mr. Lovell Martin Jr. Man, thank you so much for joining us on What's Next podcast. I know we talked so much about having you on for a few months now.
Yes.
Now we finally actually getting it done now. So I'm happy to be able to sit across from you and kind of have a nice conversation, get to know your story a little bit.
Well, love, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man. So let's get into it. Like, talk to me about like your latest projects. I know if this is the first time people are watching you or have heard about you, you're deep into the videography business. You're well known throughout the community of Lexington, Kentucky, and outside of the community as well, outside of the Lexington area as well. You're known throughout the state of Kentucky. So talk to me about some of your projects. What you got going on now? Like, what does it look like for you?
It looks hectic. I'm all over the place. My goal right now, my son's getting ready to be a senior in high school, so I'm trying to step back a little bit. So my main focus right now has been trying to get the next group of people up and running.
Cool.
So helping as many people as I can. One of the reasons why I loved when you reached out, hey, this is somebody I can help get,
For sure.
For sure. Let you shine.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
I respect that.
There's some great kids coming up around Lexington. Young group called VSN. Okay. Man, these young kids are hitting the road, and I love it. When I started here in Lexington doing videography, one of the things I wanted was for Fayette County Public Schools was to open up and say, hey, let's get the kids out here and do this. Let's get the kids this is high school.
Yeah.
What if kids want to go into this type of work?
Yes.
Why not have them doing sideline reporting at the tennis match, at the volleyball match, at the baseball games? Get kids more involved. We have the resources. They have cameras. They have different programs in school, but there's nobody teaching them.
For sure.
I'm not going to charge you for my service. I want to see the kids win. Yep. That's what it's about.
I got to ask you, man, and it's on my mind. It's like, how did you even get into videography? Because that's like a very unique story for everybody.
Man, it's been a long time. I'm 53 years old.
Oh, you don't look it, man.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
you don't look it.
So I took photography in high school.
Okay.
My mom was in high school. She was part of the journalism team in her high school.
Okay.
So I think I picked that up from my mom. As far back as I can remember, after high school, my brother was a coach, and he'd be like, hey, record the games on VHS for me, and we'd break them down after that.
VHS.
So we going all the way back to 1990, 1991.
Yeah, back in the days.
So I've been doing it from VHS to disc, to digital age now.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of people don't know that you have Martin Media. You work for Kentucky Sports TV. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then you're also involved with Next Up Recruits.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about how you got into those three different kind of media outlets.
Martin Media is me.
Right.
That's me. So Kentucky Sports TV, some great guys and young ladies over there. They saw me working, and they were like, we can only get so much of Kentucky. There's nobody in Lexington.
Yeah.
Hey, we linked up, and that's the one thing I love about the videography world or the photography world. Everyone is so helpful, hey, how can I make you better? How can I help you get to this? So they saw me working, they saw my work, and they were like, man, we'd love to work with you. I'm like, man, I'd love to work with you.
Who hasn't? I was gonna say, who hasn't seen your work? Like, even like you can just scroll on social media, you're gonna see Lovell's videos regardless, because you have so many that's out there and it's good content that people can actually watch. Man. I'm a huge fan of that, man. How did that all come about in terms of like, I guess like what's your How many files of videos do you have, like in the box, in the vault, that you haven't even really pulled out yet?
I mean, I've got over 24 terabytes of data at home.
A lot of
I
people,
don't.
If you don't know, probably don't know what terabytes are, but that's a whole lot. Just 1 terabyte's a lot.
I don't delete anything. So if I've recorded it, I've kept it. And so about, 19, about maybe 18 years ago at Southern Middle School, I started coaching. So I started recording on iPads and iPhones, the games that I was coaching,
Footage, yeah.
so that I could look back at it. And then I started making highlights out of it. And I if I had to put my finger on one big thing that helped me out a lot and pushed me into the social media world, it would be Brian Station's Eric Boone. They call him Boss. Lil Boss. So Lil Boss dunked on somebody, and everybody just gravitated to that. And from that point on, my videos took me to better places.
Right.
I've been to Vegas to record Mellow Boone. I mean, not Mellow Boone. Mellow Ball. Zion Williams.
Cool.
Zion Harmon. I've got Tatum. I've got Harry Giles. You name them, I've probably recorded them in the last 20 years.
You naming them, and I'm going to pull out a question that just popped up in my head. Out of all these athletes, you got tons of athletes, some guys in NBA, some in high school now, some in college. Walk me through your favorite. Was there ever a moment where you kind of was recording and you were like, holy cow, I can't believe what I just witnessed? Was there a player that made you do that? If there's
Absolutely.
a player,
I just named him, and it was Harry Giles.
Harry Giles.
Yes, Harry Giles and EYBL came to Lexington. And Harry Giles came baseline and dunked on somebody, and the rim came down.
No way.
Yes, and I'm like, dude, it was. I was like, dude, I couldn't have asked to have been in a better place.
The rim actually came down.
The rim actually came down.
I can't believe that.
Now, people might love that part, but to me, my pride and joy, picture, not video, but picture, that same day, I got to take a picture with Hall of Fame coaches Roy Williams and John Calipari together with me. And I'm like, these are legendary coaches.
Hall of Fame coaches.
Yes.
That's what's up, man. That's a heck of a picture. We're going to have to put that up on the screen so everybody can see that one.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about the dynamics of your videography. When you're putting together your highlight, you do a really good job of, and this is something that I've noticed, you do a really good job of capturing the little details, the audience, the reactions of the teammates and all that good stuff. Like, how, I guess, as a videographer, how do you, what's your approach going into shooting a highlight video for a certain player or whatever the case may be? What's your approach?
My main focus is to make sure I capture the moment, the memory that they can have for a lifetime. And in that, you want to catch the whole environment that you're in. Mm-hmm. So getting the crowd, getting the team, getting the coach, that is part of it. They'll never forget that if they have the footage of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why I keep doing it. I sometimes question God. I mean, I know I'm not supposed to, but you find yourself questioning, like, I'm tired. Why do you have me doing this? And he gave me this gift, so I got to use it.
So how does it work, man? Because I want to know, as a former athlete in high school, I always wish that there were more videographers like yourself, to kind of capture the moment. How does the whole thing work, though? Does the players reach out to you? Do you have a select, games that you want to go to? Like, what's the process of
It works various ways. So I could have a team reach out to me. We want you to cover us this whole year. I could have a player say, hey, we want you to cover this player the whole year.
Oh, wow.
Or, hey, what's the hottest game in the city, or, around that I can get to. I've traveled all the way to Alabama to record a game and then turn around and come back. Man, I've gone all the way to North Carolina in the night and came back. It just depends. If it's a good game, I'm trying to get there.
For sure, man. You're always there, especially at the good ones, man. Favorite games from last season? I've been to not as much as I wanted wanted to go to, but what were some of your favorite games or moments from last
Favorite
season?
games last year had to have been Bryant Station versus Frederick Douglass in basketball.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
And I mean, you had Armello Boone, you had Amari Owens, you had Avion Chenault, you had there were so much talent out there on the court, and Coach Liggins over at Bryant Station has brought that program back to a prominent force in the 11th region and in the state of Kentucky. Mm-hmm. They sold out, I think, maybe 5 or 6 games.
Packed house, yeah.
Completely packed. Yeah. They brought the city out no matter where they went, and that is good for basketball. Yes. That's good for Lexington. It's good for the 11th region. It's good for KHSA.
I'm going to read off a post that you posted that stood out to me where, I was like, this is, you got something to say here. So just hear me out on this. This is the post that you posted a few months back. Why all the talent is leaving Kentucky. It's a lot of kids in Kentucky that could help Kentucky State, Midway, Transy, Georgetown, EKU, Western, U of L, UK, NKU, Moorhead. But why are they leaving? Talk to me about, I guess the main post of what's going on here is why are these local guys that you talked about, because we have so much talent here in Lexington, Kentucky, and inside the state, why are they leaving? What do you have to say about the players looking to go somewhere else rather than stay?
Well, they're not being recruited the right way. I mean, you have kids that are good, and you'll have privileged information from coaches saying, oh, well, we didn't think we could get him. Mm. How do you know if you don't throw the net out there and ask? Yeah. There's a lot of kids that want to go to HBCUs, but you don't have HBCUs even reach. Oh, we didn't know we could get them. Yeah. How do you know? Yeah. I mean, from a young age, I would have been told no. You know how many times I'm married. You know how many times I've been told no? So
you got to shoot your shot, right?
Hey, those are the ones you miss, the ones you don't take, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of kids are getting overlooked because people aren't willing to take the risk on local talent because they don't think they can get them. So they're going to look at somebody else that, oh, he might be just as good, but he wants to come here. Well, these kids want to come here. They might not show it.
Yeah.
But you haven't asked them. It could be someone's dream, but no one has ever even asked them.
And you can play the card. I mean, it's the home card, right?
Yes.
How many guys want to, stay home? Of course they do, right? Families here, grew up watching that team like UK, U of L, whatever the case may be. So that definitely has to play an aspect.
No knock on nobody because I love Cal. But look at Trent Noah's situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. The kid wanted to come here.
Yeah.
I don't know if he fit Cal's program or system, but he wanted to come to here. Kentucky. And now he has that opportunity.
That's true. And you got Travis Perry, and then potentially, I don't want to speak it into existence. Maybe Kentucky you might see local guys stay home. Jasper Johnson, Malachi Marino, those guys. So I definitely agree with you in the sense that UK looks like, not even just speaking for UK, but other schools should start to look for their hometown guys a lot more.
Yes,
for sure.
I mean, you named 2 great guys. Yeah. I mean, you got Armello Boone.
Yes, very underrated. And he's making some noise.
you have Vince Dawson III. You have, what is it, Talon Kinney?
Yeah.
Out of Northern Kentucky, Newport. I mean, there's some talent in this state right now.
Yeah.
You got Chance Dillingham. His first weekend out on EYBL.
Yeah.
He wins defensive MVP.
Yes, he does.
You think about the talent that you got to play against in the EYBL. And the young man stepped up and did his job.
They're definitely some young talent that's underrated here in Kentucky. Yes. I 100% agree with you, man. I want to get into the videography side of things. Now, I've went to a few high school games, and I had a few high school games. I've noticed you had a lot of young, talented people around you that represents your brand. Talk to me about like what does it mean to have the younger generation, respect you and be able to work under you, or what does that look like? Are they working under you? Is this an internship? Because
They're not working underneath me, but they have their own entities.
Okay.
But they not necessarily look for guidance, but they get guidance, and I try to give them as much advice as I can. Look, when you go here, you need to do this. When you go there, you need to do this. Because each school is going to be different. How you approach getting media access from different places is going to matter. Just be respectful. And that's one thing with our youth today. They want you to give them respect before they give it to you. So I try my best. Hey, I see a young videographer. Hey, man, hey, how you doing? I'm going to introduce myself. Yeah. Hey, man, if you need anything, let me know. I don't care if they don't never call me, but they know this is who it is, That's Hey, and I'm going to help you in whatever way I can. You might not want my help, but I'm going to go follow you, and I'm going to post, hey, go follow such and such. The young man, young woman, they're doing their job. Yeah. You know what I mean? Go follow them. Make sure you get them out there. Because, again, I want the youth to be more involved in it, my son, hey, here's a camera, go to work. Yeah. You know what I mean? Teaching him how to do it. Those are good things.
For sure, man. I love that answer, man. Impact seems to be a major thing with you. You like to have the impact on the younger generation. I guess like not only athletes, but other, aspiring videographers or content creators. How would you say your work has impacted them?
Just letting them know that they can do it. If you can see me out there doing it, I'm old. My knees is bad. Hey, if you can see me out there doing it, you can do it. We talked a little bit earlier off air.
Yep.
I did it for a long time, but I wasn't always good.
You got better.
I looked at people like DG Green. He helped a lot. A young man down in Nashville, Ryan Givens, tremendous. Ryan works for Ball Is Life. Helped out great.
Shout out Ball Is Life.
Yeah. I look at, when you look at Louisville, you have Deadstock. I don't know if you watched.
I know Deadstock. Deadstock to them.
Deadstock. The young man is killing it. Yeah. Kai Productions was from here. Well, not from here. He lived in, he's from West Virginia, but he went to school at Asbury,
right,
and really marketed this area. Court Vision, No Pressure, VSN. These people are young and up and coming, and they're putting their heart and soul into these videos.
For sure.
And I love it. And I tell all of them, every time I see them, I appreciate you. Thank you for your guidance, because the guidance that this person has given me, I've turned around and gave it to someone else.
Yeah.
It's a gift. It's an art.
For sure. That's what it's about.
We were talking beforehand. I was telling you guys, hey, I like this way. Use this when you do this. That's what it's about.
Yes. I have to ask you, man. You seem like a person. It's my first time meeting you in person as well, guys. So you seem like a person who you learn from your challenges. You learn from things that you don't know. You kind of adjust, and like you said, you started out, you weren't as good as you are now. Talk to me about some of the challenges you faced on early from just like maneuvering with the camera. What was that like for you?
Well, finding a camera that you like is difficult, because you never know the lighting. You don't know how you're going to record it, how it's going to come out. Yeah. Not only that, but how are you going to mix it? How are you going to edit it? What are you editing it on? I started again, VHS, and then you try and take that VHS, you try and take the disc off, and it's a long process to get all that footage off and put it onto a computer back then.
Yeah.
Today's age, you can take it straight off of an SD card, put it in, then what are you editing with?
Yeah.
I started with iMovie. Yeah. Now I'm up to Final Cut Pro. I have Adobe Premiere. I have a lot of programs, but I can't get off of Final Cut Pro. It's
You're just like used to it.
I'm so used to it. Like I just get in there, boom, boom, and it's gone. But those were the early challenges from that perspective. But the perspective that people don't see behind the scenes is I'm very opinionated. I'm sure you've seen.
Yeah.
But it makes it difficult to get into school, to get media access, to get different places, because people don't understand that. First and foremost, if you ever look at my social media, I tell you, this is for entertainment purposes. Coaches take it the wrong way if I talk bad about them.
Well, everybody can have an opinion now. Like, come on now.
But some people take it the wrong way. They take it to heart.
True. That's true.
But one thing I try my best not to do is talk bad about kids.
Yeah.
And so I haven't had that issue. But the coaches, y'all are adults. I'm gonna talk bad about you. Yeah. But what I say behind that door, I'm gonna say right here to you. Now,
it should be like that.
We don't have to get along, but respect my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm gonna respect yours.
Your opinion. Yeah,
that's
okay.
It's
I agree with you, Lovell. I 100% agree with you, man. We're running out of time, but I do want to ask you because you're strongly known to give people platforms, give young kids platforms. You're huge on that. And we were talking about the Bryan Station versus the Frederick Douglass High School game and how packed it is every single game. Do you think that, these younger kids, these high schools, do they need a bigger platform in terms of just even like playing the games at a larger location? Like what do you think about that?
Absolutely. I'll jump to football for just one quick second.
Yep.
Bryan Station versus Frederick Douglass football game. The last couple of years, they play it on Saturdays.
Right.
Because they don't have enough security for a Friday night game.
Yeah. It's capacity.
But it is. Yeah. I mean, there's people that are parking a mile away to come to the football game. Okay? Why not take that football game and see if you can't play it at Kroger Field?
Yep.
The city's gonna show up.
Exactly.
They want to see it.
Yeah.
It's a big game.
Yeah.
You didn't move it. I don't like the reason why you moved it. It looks pretty.
Yeah.
You fill in the blank. It's the two predominantly black games.
Yep.
Black schools in the city. Yeah. Come on, man. Play the game.
Yeah.
Now let's take that game in basketball. Let's play it during the day so the students can all come.
Oh yeah, students game.
Play it at Memorial.
School game. Yep.
Play that game at Memorial during the day where you got all the students there.
That'd be crazy.
Do you know how the atmosphere? That's a college atmosphere, and that's the thing. If you went now, Bryan Station didn't always travel as well, but if you went to a Bryan Station home game versus Henry Clay versus Frederick Douglass, it felt like a college environment. Man, they had ropes to hold the kids back. Yeah. Man, it was so wild. Man, the quote-unquote pride of the North Side really showed up. I mean, it was so loved this whole year. And, man, they show a lot of love when you go over there, man. Like, from the staff all the way down to the students. People, they give Bryan Station a bad rep in the community, but they show so much love when you go over there. It is.
That's love, man. We got to wrap this thing up, man. Before we do, we always end out with two questions, Lovell. It's, what's next, of course, since we're on What's Next podcast. And the other question is, what's your best advice? But you kind of gave your best advice a little bit. So I want to ask you this question that I like to ask all my guests. Who's Lovell without, the videography, the photography, Martin Media, all of this that you're attached to? Who are you at your core? Who's Lovell Martin without all that?
At the core, I'm a child of God. I'm a husband, first and foremost, at the end of the day. I'm a dad. I'm a grandfather.
Okay.
That's my pride and joy right now. That's who I am. I try to put God first in everything that I do. If I'm stuck with anything, I'll pray about it and then go when I get that answer.
That's what's up.
What's next? Ramping up more episodes of Frederick Douglass football. Like I said, my son's getting ready to be a senior this year.
Shout your son out, man.
Yeah,
Shout him out, man.
Hey, Lovell Martin Jr, man, my guy. He's getting after it. This is his year to shine. You know, we're doing behind the scenes of Frederick Douglass football. I do a lot for the football program with my videography, and I do it for love. You know, I mean, my son's there. I got to make him look good.
Yeah, no, of course. We expect that, man.
I mean, I think this coming up year they have something close to 33 seniors going to be on that football team.
Oh, this is a veteran team we're looking at. Okay, so they got to go out with the bang for sure.
Hey, you heard it here first. 6A state champs, 2024.
There you go.
Frederick Douglass Broncos.
There you go, man. Where can the people find your videos, all that good stuff? Where can they tell the people?
Hey, on Instagram it's Lovell_Martin_Jr. On Twitter, it's Mints to You 29, and that's MINTS, the number 2, the letter U, then 29.
He has all the content. I'm telling you, he has all the content. If you need something, hit him up. That's what I did. If I needed something, I hit him up, and he had it. I knew I could count on him. So y'all make sure you check out his content, and if you need something, man, just there it is. What you pointing at? Film crew. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen.